Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Proverbs chapter 11. We've got the text, and we're really looking to see what kind of timeless, practical insights we can pull out about, living a life that matters.
Right. And Proverbs, this chapter included, it's great because it's like this collection of, well, practical sayings,
Mhm.
not long lectures, just these sharp, memorable truths, often showing you two very different paths, kind of side by side, letting you see the consequences.
Yeah, that contrast, it hits you right from the start, doesn't it? Verse 1 talks about dishonest scales versus accurate weights.
Hmm.
And it says, the Lord detests the dishonest ones, but delights in the accurate ones. So right away, it connects everyday business with something bigger.
Absolutely. And that's really just the entry point for a major theme here.
Yeah.
The absolute importance of integrity, of character. The text says it flat out, the integrity of the upright guides them. But then the flip side is, the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity.
Mm.
So your inner compass, it's not passive, it guides. And deceit, well, it seems to just eat away at things from the inside.
So character has real-world consequences. It ties it straight to things like pride leading to disgrace, but humility bringing wisdom. And oh, the kindness versus cruelty part, how a kind man benefits himself, that seems almost backwards at first glance,
Right,
right?
it does, yeah. But it suggests that kindness isn't just altruism, it creates a positive feedback loop for yourself. While cruelty, well, it says that, just brings trouble on himself.
Mm.
And this really expands into the outcomes the chapter describes, especially around what we tend to value, like wealth. It calls wealth worthless in the day of wrath. That moment of crisis, the ultimate test. Wealth offers nothing then. But righteousness, living justly, that is what delivers from death. It's pretty stark contrast about what holds lasting value.
Right, and it's not just abstract. It feels like the paths have their own momentum. The wicked get tangled up in their own mess, while the righteous find a straight way, even through trouble. They get rescued, like there's a natural consequence engine running.
And that doesn't just affect the individual, does it? It brings up the whole community aspect. How a city rejoices when good people do well, and it's exalted by the blessing of the upright. But then, it can be destroyed by the mouth of the wicked. Our character, our words, they actually impact the whole social fabric.
That's powerful, that your words alone can lift up or tear down a community. And speaking of words, there are some sharp points on that too, like how someone with understanding holds his tongue, knows when silence is better, compared to the fool who just blurts things out.
Exactly. And the difference between a gossip who spills secrets and destroys trust
Hmm.
and someone trustworthy who keeps the confidence, it even scales it up, to nations. Lack of guidance, a nation falls. But having many advisors, that brings security, brings victory.
Yeah.
It really values wise counsel.
Okay, but that one image, it just sticks. Comparing beauty without discretion to a gold ring and a pig snout. Wow.
Yeah. It's so vivid, isn't it? Completely deflates the idea that looks or charm mean anything without substance, without wisdom. And all these things, integrity, consequences, community, words, they all seem to point towards these ultimate outcomes described later, like the desire of the righteous ends only in good. They're aiming for life. But the hope of the wicked ends only in wrath. Their whole pursuit leads towards destruction. One path finds life, the other finds death.
And then there's that counterintuitive bit about generosity near the end. The person who gives freely yet gains even more, while holding back too much leads to poverty. It totally challenges that scarcity thinking.
Right. It presents generosity not as losing something, but actually as a way to, well, prosper and be refreshed
Mm.
for everyone involved. So pulling it all together, the core tension in Proverbs 11 seems really clear. It's this constant battle between the lasting value of integrity, righteousness, wisdom, generosity, versus the temporary nature of wealth, the dead-end path of wickedness, pride, cruelty, substance over show, basically.
So thinking about all that character guiding you, impacting your community, shaping your ultimate end, even generosity having this surprising return, what does that tell you personally about the power of where you put your focus? Especially when the text says, he who seeks good finds goodwill, but evil comes to him who searches for it. Something to think about.